We are simply the reflection of the state of our nervous system functioning. Everything is connected. Our emotions, mental and physical health. Our abilities to perform in this world are purely a reflection of our mental and emotional health. Medical science has done a great job but is still looking into the problems as standalone. And there is high time we start connecting the dots using spiritual and metaphysical aspects. We must start asking ourselves these questions. How the state of our nervous system is a reflection of our emotional health. What are the thriving functions of our brain and body? How do emotions get trapped in the brain and body? For that, you will have to understand how our brain adapts or rather reacts to the survival fears. When we feel stressed, be it emotional, physical, mental, chemical, biological stress, our brain thinks I'm not safe. It could be something little, but our nervous system is very sensitive. It records the stress in the form of energy imbalance. Our brain starts allocating its resources and energies to manage our threat response, to protect us from that emotional stress, from those suppressed and repressed desires. They all take a toll on our nervous system functioning. And all this happens at the cost of our thriving functions. So, what are the thriving functions of our brain? So, when our brain is in a relaxed state, it performs all these activities with ease. Mental activities, logical reasoning, rational decision making, memory processing, which includes storage and retrieval of the information. So, the rate of the memory processing, which means how efficiently our brain can perform storage and retrieval of the information without getting drained, depends on the state of our nervous system. If we are relaxed or we are functioning with stress. Information processing. What is the rate of the information processing in our brain? How quickly we can make rational decisions. How quickly we can understand, read, and write. This is all dependent on our brain's function, whether it's in the relaxed mode or in the stress mode. All these activities need our brain to be in the present moment and in a relaxed state. Sense perception coordination results in communication, articulation, visualization issues. Coordination with our body is the prime thriving function of our brain, which means taking care of body's evolution and thriving functions by signaling that everything is in a balanced state. Nurturing, healing, cell generation, digestion, cleaning of nutrients, channelizing of nutrients, fertility aspects are all the thriving functions of our body. So, when our brain functions in the thriving mode, everything in our body happens in a thriving balanced state of homeostasis status within us. But in the survival state, all or some of these functions are jeopardized. This is the inception of all the mental and physical health issues. This keeps us in the cycle of survival, and we attract more and more emotional issues. We make choices out of fear of survival and not based on our authentic desires. When we are not in the present moment, which happens only when we are stressed, are functioning in the stress mode, which is also called the survival mode, the rate at which our brain performs all the above activities slows down because our brain split the energies and resources to compensate on the thriving functions so that it can also spend the energy and resources in keeping us safe. This keeps draining us and we experience an inner resistance, and this can be felt by anyone born with mental health conditions. This inner resistance in doing everything that is needed for us, not for others, but for our own self. We feel an inner resistance in performing mental activities, doing our chores. It's simply our nervous system signaling that we have accumulated unprocessed difficult emotions. And usually, children born with mental health issues, they are born with this heightened level of emotional sensitivity because they have caught those unprocessed difficult emotions from their lineage. The emotional stress makes everything harder for our brain and nervous system to function. The level and impact the level and impact of the survival state is very diverse and unique to each person. That's why our difficulties are diverse and we experience diverse range of neurological issues or physical health issues. This results in energy imbalance in the central nervous system, in the body and the brain. When the stress becomes chronic and our way of life, then our brain adapts into the survival state, limiting its thriving core functions at the cost of keeping us safe. When this happens, we experience brain fog, we procrastinate, we lose our balanced happy hormone equation, we lose the joy and motivation to do anything. We feel we do not have the energy and are dragging ourselves in this world. This happens when we worry constantly or we were abused, traumatized, slow abused, belittling, constantly nagged, holding on to our authentic joy, suppressed, repressed emotions. If we were drained at work, pressure, worrying about others, unhealthy diet, unhealthy routine, not taking time for the deeper nervous system relaxation, and so much more. It comes at the cost of our own inner imbalance. Our brain's planning, visualization, and all other skills are the reflection of our brain's state of functioning, whether it's functioning in thriving mode or in the survival mode. Our nervous system is very sensitive and is not designed to handle stress by its own. The only way it knows is to adapt, react, balance the energies, and prepare itself for the threat. It cannot differentiate between an emotional threat or an actual threat. It reacts the same way. The behaviors we reflect outside are simply the reflection of this energy imbalance or dysregulation, or I would say emotional dysregulation of our nervous system. When we do not have the energy to perform the thriving functions, this then results in depression, anxiety, disconnection from our own self. Emotional health issues, it impairs the functioning of our brain and body. It may reflect in chronic or severe issues in performing mental activities joyfully or may result in physical health issues. So, functioning capabilities or capacities of our brain are truly the reflection of our emotional health right from the very childhood. And I'll cover more of this, like how the generational emotional stress impacts the child's brain's functioning capacity and is responsible for all the mental health conditions which exist on this planet. So thank you so much for staying with me and listening to this. Hope this helps you and you start taking care of your emotional health more than anything else, and start taking care of your physical, mental, and the emotional health. So taking care of the stress management is the most important aspect, especially when we are already struggling with a mental health condition.